What if I told you there's a wedding vow so sacred, it isn't just between two people, but between two souls, the earth beneath their feet, and the spirits of their ancestors watching from the winds? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on one of the most touching and profound Native American wedding traditions. This isn't your typical white dress and church aisle story. This is a love ceremony rooted in centuries of reverence, where every step, every word, and every object has meaning. Watch until the end to discover how love, land, and legacy are woven together in ways few have ever seen, and how this ancient tradition still resonates today. Weddings are more than parties. They're public declarations of union. But in Native American traditions, a wedding isn't just about two people promising to stick together. It's about aligning with the universe, about balance, harmony, and gratitude to the earth. It's a pact with nature as much as with a partner. Let's start with the setting. Unlike traditional Western weddings, many Native ceremonies take place outdoors, not for the backdrop, but because nature is an honored witness. Mountains, rivers, trees, even the wind, they're all seen as participants. In Navajo tradition, for instance, weddings are held in a sacred structure called a hogan. It faces east, to greet the rising sun. The day begins with prayers to the four directions, north, south, east, and west, each one representing different elements of life. Did you know some tribes believe that if the wind changes direction during a wedding ceremony, it's a sign the ancestors are adding their blessing? One of the most beautiful parts of many Native weddings is the blanket ceremony. It begins with the bride and groom each wrapped in their own blue blankets. Blue represents their individual past lives and struggles. Then, after the vows, they're wrapped together in a single white blanket, symbolizing unity, peace, and the start of a shared journey. It's quiet. There's no clapping. Just stillness. A stillness that feels eternal. It's not about fanfare. It's about soul. In this moment, the couple is no longer just two people. They're part of something much older, much deeper. A commitment not just to each other, but to the values of their ancestors. In Lakota weddings, the groom may present a sacred pipe to the bride's family. Not as a gift, but as a bond. That pipe, once smoked in ceremony, is considered a lifelong promise between families. It's stored and protected like a treasure. Perhaps the most moving part of these weddings is that many tribes include vows not just to each other, but to the land itself. The couple might pledge to care for the earth together. To raise children who honor the soil. To harvest food in harmony. It's not metaphorical. It's literal stewardship. Because to Native people, land isn't property. It's family. In some Hopi traditions, the bride receives a bundle of blue cornmeal and grinds it herself as a symbolic act of nourishing the future. That same corn may be used to bless the first home. In the Apache tradition, the wedding often includes a sunrise ceremony, performed over 4 days. The bride dances at dawn, giving thanks for the coming of a new day, not just in the sky, but in her life. Elders sing prayers that have been passed down for generations. These aren't just songs. They're spiritual DNA. In Zuni culture, wedding bread is baked in specific shapes to represent fertility and harmony. It's not just food, it's a living offering. In many ceremonies, there is an exchange of gifts that go far beyond rings. The families may trade handmade items, crafted with love over months, beaded garments, carved tokens, woven baskets. Each item carries a prayer, a story, a piece of soul. No mass-produced registry here. Every gift is spiritual currency. Weddings are often open to the whole tribe. Elders share blessings. Children may dance. Friends may drum or sing. It's a community effort, because marriage affects everyone. The union isn't isolated. It's woven into the fabric of the people. In today's world of fast love and quick divorces, these traditions remind us of something sacred, that marriage is not just about happiness. It's about purpose. About building something that will last through storms, through seasons, through time. There's a part of the Cherokee wedding ceremony where the couple shares water from a single gourd, drinking from the same vessel. It represents life, the same life flowing through both of them now. Imagine doing that. Not champagne. Not a toast. But water. Shared silently. Reverently. Some tribes believe that if an eagle is seen flying overhead during the ceremony, it means the Creator has witnessed the vows. In recent years, more Native couples have returned to these traditional ceremonies, even if they've also had a civil or church wedding. Why? Because these rites restore something deeper, a link to ancestry, to place, to meaning. Many young Native people say the traditional wedding grounds them. It's not just a celebration, it's a homecoming. Some tribes will include a tree planting during the ceremony, symbolizing the couple's rootedness, and a physical representation of their growing life together. Some couples return years later to renew vows under the same tree. Even today, couples wear beadwork passed down from grandparents. They choose locations where their great-great-grandparents once married. They speak the old words, not because they must, but because it brings strength. Even if we aren't Native, there's something universally powerful here. What if we all treated love as sacred? What if we promised not just to be there, but to protect, to grow, to remember? What if we saw marriage not just as a bond, but as an echo? We live in a time when weddings are Instagrammed, filtered, and gone in a weekend. But in Native American tradition, a wedding is the planting of a seed. It's a sacred contract. Not just to each other, but to the Creator, to community, to land, to bloodlines. It's a love story that echoes through generations. Maybe that's what we're missing today. Not fancier venues, but deeper meaning. Among the Ojibwe, there is a tradition where newlyweds are gifted a pair of moccasins, hand-stitched by the grandmother. Each stitch is made with a prayer, for protection, unity, and a long life together. These are not just shoes. They're wearable blessings. In some Pueblo communities, the first meal shared by the married couple must be entirely gathered or hunted by the couple themselves, often weeks before the ceremony. It's a reminder, love requires labor. And nourishment starts long before the feast. In some Northern Plains tribes, the ceremony includes tying the couple's hair together using a single strand of sweetgrass, a sacred plant. This braid is burned in a fire at the end of the ceremony, symbolizing the fusion of two lives into one shared path. Some Iroquois traditions include the gifting of a woven belt made of wampum, beads from shells, that tells the family's history. The belt is not only a wedding token, but a record of lineage and responsibility, handed down like a living archive. In certain plateau tribes, the couple walks around a sacred fire 4 times, each circle representing a stage of life: childhood, adolescence, adulthood, and elderhood. It's a symbolic way of committing to grow old together. In some Great Basin traditions, family members wash the couple's feet before the ceremony as a sign of humility, respect, and readiness to serve each other in marriage. So here's what I leave you with: if marriage was treated as sacred not just between two hearts, but between two families, two histories, and the land itself, how different would our promises be? If you found this story powerful, consider subscribing. We bring you rare traditions and timeless truths every week. Let's rediscover meaning together.